What's a secret you won't share with anyone in person, but you are willing to share anonymously? There is a snake that lives in the wall along the stairs leading to my basement. He has his area, and I have mine, and we respect each other's space. Ate a huge sub at Subway. On my way out I let out a massive fart. I then drove to a gas station. I got out of my car and some old lady quickly parks her car behind me and angrily slams her car door, comes up to my face and starts screaming, "Just who do you think you are? Farting in my face like that, you're lucky I didn't calls the cops on you." She writes down my license plate number and drives off fast. I stood there confused for like 5 minutes. I never told this to anyone. I enjoy video games, movies and TV shows more than my real life. I thought I learned how to tie my shoes when my mom showed me in pre-K and I went around telling everyone I knew how to tie my shoes. The next time I tried to tie them though it turned out I forgot how, but I was too embarrassed to ask for help. I didn't learn how to tie my shoes until I was 18 or 19. I don't really want to be with my girlfriend romantically, but she's my best friend, and I don't want to lose her from my life, so I won't break it off. I'm the reason my cousin is mentally handicapped. We are the same age, and when we were 7 our grandpa bought dirt bikes for us. Well, we decided to make our own trail in the woods, took the entire summer. I put this tree branch purposely at roughly head level, just so he could duck under it and it would look awesome. The branch was heavy, but I was able to sit it conveniently between 2 trees. He was more brave than me, so he went first. Being dumb kids, we didn't wear helmets. I yelled for him to duck, but he didn't and hit his head on the branch, got knocked backwards and hit his head again straight into the ground. I told everyone it was an accident. Grandpa sold the dirt bikes. I didn't see my cousin a whole lot after that. That was nearly 25 years ago. I see him every Christmas, and it's always the same. In a wheelchair, being spoon-fed by his mom. He can't speak, he likes to draw funny shapes. He most likely doesn't remember the incident, and I don't know if he remembers me. But that's what haunts me. When I was younger I pooped in a water slide and saw my poop floating the entire day in the pool on the end of the slide. I want to murder my daughter's childhood rapist. It was her mother's boyfriend and it happened when she was 10. I found out about this only after many years. My daughter knows that I know but she refuses to talk about it and will not bring charges against him. Maybe out of fear, or she is moving past it, I don't know. Only the daunting specter of a life sentence in prison stops me from hunting him down and killing the boss. If I magically got a pass from the police, 10-10 he is 6 feet under. I revealed to a Reddit friend fact I am a closet schizophrenic who has had daily conversations for 40 years with my daughter who passed away as an infant. I cannot tell you how liberating it was to finally share something that I couldn't even reveal to my therapist. Now that I am Reddit outed I've shared the news with my husband, best friend, and therapist. What did I learn? That they suspected my condition all along. And are unconditionally supportive. I've been homeless for a while and I have a job interview at CVS tomorrow at noon. I'm so goddamn terrified. I need this job so badly. I'm desperate. Edit. Thank you for the well wishes Reddit. I'm excited to head into this interview, and nervous, but well, I am hopeful. I will edit again once the interview is over, letting you all know how it went. Edit 2 I got the job guys. Edit 2.5 Guys, I don't appreciate being called a hobo and other names. I wouldn't wish my situation on anyone. Life can be hard for a lot of people. I have a phone because it's dangerous for a woman to be alone like this and not have one. I hope you all never have to be on the receiving end of the names. Edit 3 Thank you for the guild friend. Edit 4 Well, it's been a month and I'm settling in very nicely. I've had nothing but praise from my boss, who as an appreciation for my hard work has put in paperwork for me to get a raise and promotion. I'm so excited. I love where I'm working, have found a place to stay for a while and have begun to make roots. I can't thank all of you enough for your support and kind words. I was 16 and very curious about sex. Surprise, thanks to all of the porn in the ottoman at the foot of my parents' bed. So decided one evening that it was time for third base with the boyfriend. Only I was a natural redhead and all the ladies in the magazines had black pubic hair. 'Twas the 80s, so I thought I was abnormal. Cut a long story short, I dabbed on black shoe polish before meeting him. Fortunately he was too nervous to go anywhere near the polished area, so he never did find out. Neither has anyone else until now. I am secretly terrified that I will never have a healthy romantic relationship. Leukemia. CLL, slowest growing form of leukemia, and there's no treatment other than stem cell, and hopefully I won't need that anytime. Even 40 yet. I don't look sick. Even my own family doesn't believe me, so why would anyone else? I guess you need to be frail, pale, skinny and bald to have. Throwaway. When I was a little girl, 3 or 4, I had a friend who came over to my house to play. She liked for the two of us to play in the doghouse in the backyard, where she would try to get me to play a game that she said her dad played with her. The game involved touching each other in ways an adult should never touch a child. My mom thought it was weird that the girl always wanted to play in the doghouse with me and so got rid of the doghouse pretty quickly. I didn't understand what the game meant then, and it took 2 decades for me to realize just what it meant. It was like lightning just struck me one day and I suddenly remembered the incident and understood what it meant. That little girl was abused by her dad and I can't even remember her name. I still haven't gotten the courage to ask my mom if she remembers the girl. I've never tried to find her. I have never told anybody and I'm ashamed of my cowardice. Update: thank you all for your support, kind words, and encouragement. I spoke with my mom about everything tonight and she remembers the little girl. I know her name and I'm going to try and find her. My ex-wife fucked her sister's husband on New Year's Eve 1998. Edit. The 4 of us know. That is it. The sisters sort of made up. My ex told me that it was rape. I don't know what to believe. I am just glad that I am divorced from that family and the drama. I have the most amazing girlfriend now. We talk. We communicate very well. It is a mature adult relationship. Good riddance to their bullshit. I have so many stories. My ex still would punish her and my kids by not letting them play together age 6 when she was mad at her sister. I have waited outside in the street while my ex still is inside talking to her husband about their daughter, and when their car alarm goes off and people come running out the house, I am to protect the daughter by controlling my ex bill. I fart in my coworker's small office all the time. We're friends and all, so it's nothing malicious. I know when he leaves and usually how long he's going to be gone, so I'll hold my farts and when he leaves I'll walk into his office and air out. It's honestly hilarious. He will sometimes comment about it. He thinks that it's because he shares a vent with the bathroom 2 doors down the hall. He doesn't, but the office between his and the bathroom never stinks, so there goes his theory. Sometimes I'll go let one off, then like 10 minutes later get an like, dude, this fucking office, man. It fucking reeks in here. I don't think they've changed the carpets in years. This is fucking nuts. Meanwhile I'm holding my sides in laughter. I fall asleep to the Donkey Kong Country soundtrack every night. I don't tell people I'm autistic in person until I've known them multiple years. Sometimes by the time I tell them they're like, yeah, no offense, but I've known for pretty much the whole time I knew you. I own a 5-foot-tall sex doll while living with 2 grandmas, my mom. It was interesting ordering the doll and getting this big box weighing 80 pounds into the house with no one noticing. I sat outside waiting for UPS to arrive just so no doorbell was rung. Had to go through the front door, through the hallway, then into my room. Somehow I did it with no one seeing. After owning her for about a week, it's a real bitch trying to keep her clean with people around, so strategizing cleanup times in the bathroom sure is a chore. One time I had her in the bathtub to clean up and just took a shower so no one would question. Then I opened the bathroom door to see my grandma waiting to use it. I just had to pray she didn't open the shower curtains while doing her business, in which she didn't. So a few months go by, some family needs to move in. I would now share my room with my brother and his girlfriend temporarily. I hide the doll in a big enough box, inside my closest. No one knows I have this life-size doll and I would rather keep it that way. The only thing that stopped me from suicide is the reminder that my student loans would just pass to my parents if I did, and I don't want to inflict my bills on them or my little bro. Yeah, wow, I wasn't expecting this kind of reaction. Just wanted to share. Thank y'all so much. When I was about 9, I went over to neighbor's house. I would usually go hang out with my adult neighbors because they would let me watch TV and give me snacks in exchange for helping them, with the intention of seeing if I could play with the foster puppies she had. Well, she wasn't there, but her door was unlocked and I just went in and played with the puppies. When I walked out of the house, she was coming down the driveway. There was a bunch of stuff in front of her door blocking it from view from the driveway. I just pretending like I had been waiting for a minute and we walked in and I got to play with the puppies again. I had a baby when I was 15 and he was adopted. Closed adoption. Most painful thing I've ever gone through. He turns 18 in a few months and if he so chooses, he can find me. I'm married, have kids now, and my kids have no idea he exists. I really want to meet him. But I'm terrified he's got mental disorders like his biological father, who is now in prison for murder. The reason my friend wrecked and totaled my four-wheeler was not because he fucked up. It was because I flipped it a week earlier and had not completely fixed the steering. In my defense, this friend was an asshole, and he never once asked to use my four-wheeler. Still, someone could have seriously been hurt. My friend from work, who is the happiest and most positive person I've ever met, is the only reason I haven't killed myself yet. I cannot and will not ever tell her that. My fiancée is the only person I actually enjoy being around. I don't really say that out loud because it puts unfair pressure on her and exposes my antisocial tendencies. I wasn't always this way. It kind of happened over the past 6 or 7 years after a deep depression and struggle with drugs. I've been happy and drug-free for several of years, but I haven't been the same. When I make myself hang out with friends, I generally sit there thinking about how long I should stay before I can duck out and go home without looking like an asshole. It's hard for me to have conversations with people because I just think things like, when are they going to leave me alone? Or when can I leave? I'm pretty good at hiding it and have several people who consider me to be their friends, but I secretly get no enjoyment out of those relationships. I'm not sure why my fiancée is different, but it makes me very afraid of losing her. I'm almost positive I won't find anyone else that I will be able to love like I do her. There have been a few months here and there in the past where we split up and I went out on dates with several other women. Some of them were very pretty and very nice, but I absolutely hated the entire process and never followed through on subsequent dates. I wish I could change that about myself, but I don't know how. I've posted this on a different sub, but my wife thinks I go to work 30 minutes early because of my military training. In reality, I get there early to watch a rerun of Dog the Bounty Hunter with the bois. I think that I am beginning to hallucinate every once in a while. It's mostly little things that are there, and then they aren't. I want the intimacy of a relationship but don't care about sex. I'm proposing to the girl of my dreams a week from today. Not really a deep dark secret, but nobody knows but me. My little sister, 43, died last August 1st. I want to die before any of the rest of my loved ones dies because I can't stand this pain. When I was a kid, I had Sims 2 for PS2. I would make my sim woohoo and let the controller vibrate on my clit. I made my sim continuously woohoo. I was a weird kid. My Reddit username. People I know finding out what kind of stuff I like and comment on online? That's my worst nightmare, someone I know finding my username. The real reason my arm is broken is because I now owe a seemingly unobtainable amount of money to the wrong people, all because I tried to help my deadbeat brother out of a bad situation. PSA time, people. Drugs can ruin not only your life but your family's life as well. Update: I'm still alive and have cut my brother out of the equation. I won't be talking with him or his circle anymore. I am going to disappear for a while and try to rebuild elsewhere. For those who want to help, seriously. Thank you. I do not deserve a single bit of it. Under advice of an internet stranger, I am not going to stir the pot publicly with more details. But I am happy to share stories via PMs. One time my wife and I got really drunk. The scallops she ate weren't sitting well, so she went to sit on the floor of a hot shower. I joined her and we are just sitting there hugging and she suddenly pukes all over me. Not too bad as we are in the shower anyway. A little later she has to pee and since neither of us want to move I tell her to just go. So she does, on me. I'm deeply afraid of death. I'll remember that I will die someday, and have a panic attack. It's been happening on and off since I was a child, and the first ones were around Christmas, so I now hate it. No one but my close friends know, and it sucks because everyone I talk to a therapist about it, they write it off as something else, like being afraid of growing up. Dude, no, I just told you, it's death. Now that I'm single, I'm finding these panics harder to manage. I don't know what to do. Edit: holy hell. I'm thankful for all of the people who took the time to comment on this. If any of you want to talk, shoot me a PM. There's obviously more people that feel this way than I thought, and sometimes, it helps to talk. I fantasize about having superpowers and what I would do if I was granted them. It's mainly evil and selfish things. 1010 would become a villain. My girlfriend cheated on me with her stepbrother. I walked in on them and I never saw her again. We dated for 1.5 years too. My rapist's name is Ian. I don't think I've ever even typed that out before. Thanks for the gold. Internet stranger 3 added: the other people sharing and speaking out is moving. Thank you all so much for being brave and for continuing the conversation. Well, it's a secret my mom confided in my GF, somehow not expecting her to tell me. I found out a month ago. Still has me fucked up. My dad had committed suicide when I was 2 years old, 2 days before Christmas. It always left me wondering why. I'm 24 now and just found out. She was cheating on him with my stepdad. She had also told him he would never see me again. So he took his own life at his place of work after hours cause he didn't know where else to go. I always thought my middle name being my stepdad's first name was just a coincidence. Because I don't remember him coming into my life until a couple years later. My mom found out she was pregnant with my little sister 3 days after my dad's death. I've always resented my stepdad before cause he burned all my baby pictures with my dad in them and I never knew why. I look nothing like my stepdad BTW and still haven't confronted my mom. Edit: I've read most of your comments and am still going through them. Thank you all, especially you and J Cuban. I'm going to take his advice and when the time comes talk to my mom and forgive her. Also thank you from whoever for the Reddit gold. I didn't expect this to blow up like it did. Update: I want to thank you Little Squirrel for his advice and checking with FB groups. I have a couple leads so I'm going to see if the people who responded had any pictures of him in high school. In junior high my best friend dated my ex. I got revenge by sleeping with his mom. I got a wooden ball stuck in my butt for a day. Went to school and stuff. Was terrified it was gonna be stuck forever and a doctor would have to get it out. Edit. This is now my top post. Thanks, I think. Next step, golden ball in my ass. I have told my husband, and my mom knows, but nobody else. When I was 7, I pooped the bed in the middle of the night. Just like a perfect log in my underwear. I was scared of getting in trouble, so I threw my underwear and shit behind the dresser in my bedroom and promptly forgot I did that. My mom found it 2 weeks later. Edit. I'm not sure how proud I am for getting gold for my golden log. I'll take it. My friend's wife doesn't love him anymore, but she doesn't want to divorce him because of their baby girl. I think they'll separate in less than a year. Edit. For people asking how I know this information, the husband is my friend, not close but still consider him a good friend. We and the wife have friends in common. They have arranged free days for each other. She gets Tuesdays, he gets Thursdays. It's been 3 times now that she comes to a friend gathering, gets a couple of drinks, 2 or 3 beers, so she's not even close to drunk when doing it, and starts crying of how she isn't happy with her guy because she doesn't love him anymore and wants to get out book and due to her daughter. 5 people know about this including myself, and to my knowledge the husband doesn't know yet. I have to add, I do not feel comfortable intervening in other people's business if they want to separate or stay together. I think that's something they must decide as a couple. I cannot brainwash or suggest someone into being together or separating their spouse. It is not right to me. All I can do is lay down the facts for the other person and let them take their decision. I spent 2 years of my life being raped by the guy across the street when I was younger. It started when I was 10 and he was 15, probably as a game of Doctor or Truth or Dare or some such shit. It wasn't until years later and I looked back, and considered the fact that I was in elementary school and he was in high school, that I realized what it was. It finally ended when I was 12 and my family moved away. He was really good at all the grooming, saying things like it was totally natural and that I'd get in trouble if anyone found out. He'd show me porn and even got physical a few times. He kicked me in the ribs once and locked me in a closet a few times. When I finally realized what was going on, probably years later when I was 16 and thought about the fact that I was 11 when he was 16 and how screwed up it really was, I knew I'd never tell anyone. I didn't want my parents finding out. They both had to work full-time. I got home from school at 3, my mom at 5, and it normally happened in the hour and a half or so that they weren't home. I never wanted them to feel like it was their fault that I was sexually assaulted and then raped, so I'll take it to my grave. My spouse and best friends don't even know. And no one ever will. Thanks, Reddit. That actually felt pretty good. I've gradually felt more and more disconnected. I can ignore my friends for days and feel fine. People are so boring. I don't really enjoy living anymore. I'm just going through the motions at this point. I saw LeBron James' penis on TV. I have killer anxiety and am really shy. Have to uphold a mask so I can fit in as the oldest male in my family. I drink every day and have trouble curbing it. I don't take the naltrexone I am prescribed because it turns me into a vampire who sleeps all day, is up all night, and doesn't eat. I've been offered a threesome with my mate and his GF. Thinking of taking it up. I'm constantly surrounded by friends that I love and who love me, but I always feel alone. I'm honestly incredibly lonely and I have been for years since high school. I joined the military, am going to school in a different state, and I've joined several clubs. Despite all of this I have no friends here or back home and everyone I know thinks I have a lot. Also I regularly have threesomes with a woman and her husband who are 20 years older than I am. I could never commit suicide. But I sometimes ponder about how easy it would be to just not have to deal with life. The last 2 years of my life have been emotionally, very difficult. It's gotten a little bit better, but still not where I wish it was. I use homework as a coping mechanism, and I also use it to get out of my house, where I honestly hate spending time. When I get off work, I try to find things to do, just so I don't have to sit there alone, falling asleep alone. My bed feels so goddamn huge. Did it with my cousin regularly for a few years till the pregnancy. When I was very young I'd put my mom's vibrator in my mouth and turn it on because it felt funny. What the fuck is wrong with me? Added shit, I didn't expect this to blow up. I'm a guy. I didn't know what it was used for. I don't remember the taste, it didn't leave any impression on me. I was doing it because of vibrating sensation, not the taste. I'm pretty sure it was clean, or at least that's what I'm telling to myself all these years. I would never say this to her face, but Pam is a wonderful person and a gifted artist. A little more than 3 months ago, my fiancée, who I've been with for the past 15 years, was killed in a car accident 2,000 miles away. I literally have nothing now. I'm so depressed that every time I see someone happy on social media of any kind, I get closer and closer to killing myself. My therapist isn't able to help me, no one is. Everyone keeps telling me it gets better, but it only gets worse. I don't want to kill myself, I just don't want to be alive anymore, because every fucking minute of life is absolute hell. Added additional thoughts. I'm also struggling with the anger toward the guy who took her from me. The moron who plowed through 3 cars in his truck. Every goddamn day I struggle against my own thirst for vengeance. Added 2. Thanks for the support, guys. Still sifting through the hundreds of replies and PMs, my inbox hurts. It is a little better to know that I really am not alone. Not just that people I don't know and have never met support me and wish me well, but also that others have gone through nearly the same crucible and survived it. The very idea of hope is like a foreign word to me right now, but it's a little less insane sounding to me now. Pretty sure I'm obsessed with being in a relationship, and I've started finding any woman that talks to me attractive. My DMs have been open this entire time. Edit obligatory rip inbox. Edit 2. I take secrets as statements and will respond with a personal secret of my own, unless if my input is requested. See, my true reason for becoming a mechanical engineer is to work on VR. My family knows this. What they don't know is I want to create full dive VR for sexual reasons, to fuck monster girls, to have sex with hundreds of women, to allow guys and girls to feel like the opposite gender, to try out sex as different creatures and genders, to create entire MMOs centered around it, and that I've had to resist the urge to in detail write down all the rules for said MMO. I'm researching, learning, and it will probably take decades of hard work. I'll learn programming, get my 4-year degree, maybe move to Canada for a 2-year degree in mechatronics. I'm fucking studying this and have personal heroes, people that move my dream closer, like Michael Abresh, Oculus head scientist and Neuralink company working on brain-machine interfaces. I want to fuck, I want everyone to fuck, and I want to allow everyone to do it however they can imagine. I turn my horniness into ambition. And I'm always horny. Added, I don't know how I keep getting comments on this after a day, but with all of them I felt I needed to say something. I'm but one man, and what one man can do in 50 years, 50 men can do in 5. That's why I personally plan on joining up with a company down the line. But if you're interested in my dream half as much as I am, you can help work on it too. Anyone can learn anything. You don't have to make it your life goal, but if you want to help, there's plenty of ways. I tried for many years to suck my own dick, and was eventually successful. Okay, I'm disappointed in everyone. No one posted their credit card details. I have cried myself to sleep for years every night. Longest time that I haven't has been 3 nights. I used to comb my ass hairs with my sister's styling comb when she would piss me off. My house is currently for sale. Everyone I know thinks I'm moving to a nearby area. I'm actually selling my house, quitting my job, then traveling the world for a few years. I hope to hand my notice in at work before 2017 is over. Edit, whilst this isn't an AMA, I've really enjoyed reading your comments and answering as many as I could. But I'm off to bed now, as unfortunately I still have work in the morning. Thank you all for your positive feedback and words of wisdom. I'm sure you'll be hearing from me again. So many wonderful people on Reddit. Thank you. Edit 2. Thank you for the gold, random stranger yet fellow friend. About 3 months after finding out that my now ex-wife was having an affair and our subsequent split, I got really depressed. On 2 separate occasions I downed a 5th of whiskey and played Russian roulette. Once the bullet was only 1 chamber over, the other time it was 2 away from chamber. I never told anyone about it. I was already getting tons of sympathy and I hated it. I hate when people feel sorry for me, so I never told anyone. Edit, thank you all so much for your kind words. Sometimes I forget what a great community Reddit can be. For clarification, this was in 2014, I'm stable and moving on with my life now. I saw a shrink for a time and it helped a ton. That and exercise. Best solutions I know for conquering depression. If I can come back from that, anyone can come back from anything. Never give up. Fight until you're exhausted, and then fight a little more. No matter who you are or what's happened to you, somebody somewhere loves you. I'm going to put a deadline on my relationship with the man I love for him to fix his shit or I'm leaving. I'm going to have this conversation in 5 minutes. Fuck my life. Update, probably not, guys. Probably not. I cry myself to sleep at least once a month, over a combination of things. I have no friends, no job, no love life, I miss my niece, and I feel useless. When I was a child I had my clothes off and my dog would lick my clit and I liked it even though I had no idea why, and now that I'm older I hate being ate out and could never tell anyone this. Did I like it so much more when my dog did it, and now can't stand it from anyone. Multiple have tried and failed and I feel disgusted that my best memory of being ate out was by my dog. I leave pennies on the ground, head up, so that hopefully someone finds one and it brightens their day. I listen to, but generally don't watch, several hours worth of ASMR per day. Not even to fall asleep, just to relax. I have suicidal thoughts almost every day. The only thing that stops me is I know my family would be devastated and I love them too much to do that to them. I know I need help but struggle to talk to people about that sort thing. Anxiety and depression can go fuck themselves. I am fairly certain that I suffer from some sort of dissociation disorder, but I hate people who claim to have things when they don't know for sure. I've gotten good at hiding it, but for large portions of my life, I can't tell if I'm dreaming, or what is real or imaginative. I sat in a chair staring out the window for 7 hours because I couldn't tell if I was real or not. I might appear happy, maybe making slight headway in my dream career, working another job where I'm paid more than I've ever been, but I'm miserable. I hate my life. I've been closer to a suicidal death than anyone realizes. When I was in 5th grade, me and 2 friends routinely had gay threesomes at my house. We did this at least once a week until I moved across the country that summer. Also, I've eaten out my cousin. In Roll Tide. In vivid detail, I often imagine burning down the houses of those who have wronged me. Well, my wife knows this now, but I wouldn't tell another soul. A few years ago, me and my wife moved into her parents' place to save some money, so we were adjusting to living with parents again. It was strange and uncomfortable. I woke up one morning and it felt like the world was about to fall out of my butthole. I went to open the bedroom door and could hear my father-in-law getting ready to head out for work. I'm panicking, thinking, fuck, I know this is gonna be bad. I'm not gonna go take this mega dump so early on into our time living here. I need to devise a plan. I stayed in the bedroom, emptied out the little bin we had in the corner, and shit into the bag that was placed in there. I wiped my butt with some tissues that happened to be on the side, stand up and tie a knot in the bag. Now I'm getting ready for work with this bag of shit by my feet. My next stage is to get rid of this thing. I can't do it in any of the bins here. Think, fuck it, I'll take it out and find the nearest one I can see. I even questioned putting this bag of shit in a neighbor's place if nobody sees. I walked 15 minutes to work with a bag of my own crap in my hoodie pocket until I could find a public bin to throw it in. TLDR, I shit in a bag and carried it work. Sometimes when my son is asleep I smell his hair. And sometimes he crawls in bed with me, and in the morning I wake up first and I just stare at him sleeping for at least 10 minutes. Feel like such a creep doing it, but I love him so much I can't help myself. I sneeze when I'm turned on. I'm always turned on. Everyone in my life thinks I have bad allergies. In reality, I'm think about fucking half the guys in the room. I lost my virginity to my sister. I'm gradually losing my ability to feel anything like I used to feel. Paranoid schizophrenia, psychopathy, who knows? Things have just been rough for the past couple of years. I'm not well and can't really afford to have someone, maybe, help me sort things out for $90 every other week. I involuntarily had my balls squeezed by a jealous husband that I never knew existed. One time, a girl had me over at her place. Stupid me, I didn't look around very much and noticed the photos all over of her husband and kids. Ties me to her bed, arms and legs all pointed at the 4 corners of her bed. Kinda hot being a little bit vulnerable like that. A few minutes into having some fun times, her husband comes home shouting, "I knew it." Hits her a few times, leaving her in a pile on the floor, crying. Next thing I know, he's coming toward me. Not fast, but slow, like he is going to enjoy what's next. Squeezed the fuck out of my balls. I don't mean a single hand crushing the whole sack either, I mean each nut in a separate hand, between the thumb and index finger. Hurt like hell as he did it for probably 10 minutes straight before finally slapping her once more before storming out. I bought pizza from Little Caesars while wearing a butt plug once. Edit. Of course, my first comment to break 1K is on my alt, and something I can never brag about. I am a female and the only way I can orgasm is by rubbing my legs together. And can have up to 10 in a row. I am proud of myself, haha. My last relationship ended because she was cheating with another man. The other man was her dad. Edit. In regards to how I found out, I can't share the gory details as they're pretty identifying. What I do want to say is that it was nothing visible physically. They wouldn't kiss on the lips or do anything that someone could brush off as European friendly. I also never witnessed anything physical happening between them with my own eyes. The proof was in the place where you'd expect it to be in today's day and age, an electronic device. Edit 2. With the amount of messages I've gotten asking is her name, it doesn't matter what her name is. If that's a person you know, and they're dealing with something like this, help them in any way you can. Final edit. Here's the ima. I don't tell anyone, but my wife and I have seen the same strange creature in our peripherals our night. Without even telling each other, we one day both mentioned it, and when she described it in detail, it was exactly what I have seen multiple times. I have no idea what to do. Close friends and family know. The rest of the world does not. I was raped as a child by a neighbor. I suffer severe dissociation, depression, anxiety. Also, I sometimes self-medicate with either alcohol or caffeine. Yes, I do realize one is a depressant and the other is a stimulant, and neither help my depression or anxiety. I prefer subs from a gas station over any chain. I'm super proud of all the women I know that have posted me too on their social media and will support them wholeheartedly, but one of them sexually assaulted me. My friend and I masturbate together occasionally. We don't jerk each other off, we keep our hands to ourselves. We just watch some porn and beat our meat on the couch. We both really enjoy it. Edit because this seems to keep coming up. No, I'm not gay. No, I'm not bisexual. No, I am not attracted to men. Yes, I am sure. No, you can't convince me otherwise. Edit 2. Thanks for all the questions and comments. I did my best to answer most of you. I am logging out of this. It's my throwaway account, so I won't be answering anything else for the rest of the day. If you have a question, odds are it's already in here somewhere. If you really want to ask me stuff about this, feel free to PM me. I'll try to remember to log back into this account tomorrow. Cheers! I'm sitting here drinking after I called in sick to work, cause it's the only thing that's getting me through right now while I'm going through a bunch of medical shit. Doc says it might be nothing or it might be fucking cancer. So it's kinda unnerving. Sorry Dad, but nobody scratched your Honda Civic when I had it parked at school. I had a second sleep on the highway and hit the middle barrier. I told you a bullshit story so you and Mom don't freak out that I nearly died. Even though I know it's irrational, I still hold this paranoid belief I've had as a kid that everyone is imaginary, a robot, or some kind of imposter. It's like the Truman Show thing, and it's unsettling if I think about it for too long.